for you to write on.
Okay.
Oh, like an outline from church?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you are listening to this recorded, then you can hop on either Team Bioceuticus Facebook and
I'll move that away. Is that what you want? Okay.
get the download, or of course it'll also be on starfishbioceutica.com with the recording.
Yay. I need chocolate.
So
I'll tell you all
chocolate
about
for
later.
this. What does that tell you?
I need chocolate.
Okay, so we talked about our dreams a little bit ago. And the thing is, we can build our business in a couple different ways. But always it comes down to either adding clients or adding new consultants, right? So several of us have done the, hold on 1 second.
Is it recording?
I should check. So we have been talking about the steps that it takes, like that are part of our process. So just to kind of break it down. So you can see they're kind of the steps to building your business. One is exposure, and that's how when we meet people, right? So we could meet them in a random place. We could meet them at a networking event, through Facebook friends. There are a lot of different ways that we can meet people, right? But that's kind of the exposure piece. The next piece is the initial contact. Then we have the presentation, then we have the close. If you want to create residual income beyond the retail residual income, we have the follow-up, the on-the-job training, and leadership development. So if you go back to exposure, we talked about how to kind of have that initial contact at our last training. So that's out there, and I'll kind of reboot that on the website. But to kind of just give you a quick idea again, when you meet someone, let's say, I'm not prospecting somebody everywhere I go, but you know, you just see somebody and you think, oh, you know, I like them. I'd like to get to know them better. They look cool, or whatever reason you're drawn to them. So you strike up a conversation, right? And after you have 3 or 4 things that are in common, if it just kind of doesn't happen, count it as practice and let it go. But after you have 3 or 4 things kind of in common, then a great kind of way to create that as an actual exposure is to say this great thing. You'd be a great contact to have. I'll text you my number. Hold up your phone and say 208 to get their number, right? Now you have that exposure piece. Your next piece is going to be the initial contact. That's where you're going to get together for coffee, happy hour, over the phone, and get to know each other better. And during that initial contact, that's when you're going to do that forming, right? Family, occupation, recreation, asking more about them to learn more about their sign, their strengths, interests, goals, and needs. And that's what we talked about last time. So there's also some extra kind of boot camp trainings that you can listen to that are free that tell more about that, how to do that piece. Then from that initial contact, you're going to set up time for the presentation. And the presentation is a number of different things. It could be the skincare sample, could be a flex cap sample, could be our Bioceutica business overview, could be the Monday night call, could be the customs video, right? Whatever the piece is going to talk about the company, because you're not going to do that in the initial contact. So when we have concerns about, are we technical enough? Do we know enough, right? It's not about that at all, because our business really is people and getting to know people and seeing if they're a fit for what we have or we're a fit for what they have, right? So keeping in mind that piece, you know, the exposure and the initial contact, neither of those is for you to talk about your business. The presentation is to talk about your business piece. And often for the presentation, and as we continue to grow and we get those other tools in place, meaning we have the company video coming, we have some custom, you know, we have some more videos coming that we're working on. As we have those, you will do less and less talking that's about the technical pieces. So just kind of keeping those lines delineated and kind of knowing the process. So, and then of course is the close, and we will have training on that next. But for now, always know you can use your mentor, or you can call, hey, I'm going to meet with this person, and you know, what's the best way to handle this? And we'll walk you through. Also, there's some great trainings on the bootcamp on the handout. So during the initial contact on this sheet, we just have more notes. Share a little more about, don't share about your business, share very little, right? The objective is always to get 3 yeses, because when people have 3 yeses, they are continuing yeses. It's just psychologically how we work, evidently. So when you're talking with that person, instead of, oh my gosh, we blah, 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 which is what we want to do, right? Because we're excited about what we have. We know the results. We want to get them on board, but that's not what gets people on board. Mm-hmm. So being able to say something like, and again, it doesn't matter exactly what these 3 are. What matters is that you get yeses. Something like, you'd agree that health and wellness is one of the fastest growing industries out there.
Yes.
You'd agree it's a billion-dollar
Yes.
industry? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think people are more focused on health than they've ever been?
Yes.
That's the business world we operate in.
Yes.
Short, sweet, simple. You can add a couple, sentence or two if you want to, but really that's the business world we operate in. That's all you got to say about what we do in that initial contact, really. If it's a mom, you can see as a busy mom, the third question would be, so as a busy mom, moms need more energy than ever. You could definitely customize that to them. The goal is 3 yeses. So it doesn't have to be these exactly, but I am a huge script girl. Like if I can copy it, then I can say it again and again. So I wanted to give you guys, some concrete things to say. So that's kind of a refresher on the process and the initial contact. Thank you for being the camera woman, Lily.
Oh, you're
So here's the 2 pieces to recruiting: skill set and the mindset. Mindset 1 is know your why and your dreams. And so just to be really honest, we can grow a great retail income with our company, right? 30% commission. We have products that are on auto ship, but you will not grow big income unless you grow a team. But you gotta, I think the key even beyond that is who can help succeed. If the place that you're coming from is, seriously, we have this, Jean is bound and determined to make this happen, right? Antoine and Jesse have made other successful companies global. They're putting all the resources into it. We have products that nobody else has. We have products that we know that work. We have a super small field. You really can't find this kind of opportunity very often. And I know we've kind of been waiting for some of the tools and the pieces to come in place, but this is a lucky place to be if you want to recruit, because people have a great opportunity right now because nobody knows about us. That's an opportunity to grow big and to grow everywhere. So the recruiting piece is really exciting right now. If you stop and think about it, and a couple things that, people may have had bad experiences in the past if they know about network marketing. One of the things on the Danny Johnson boot camp, she said is, I don't tell people I'm an MLM or network marketing. She's like, because here's the deal. It's like Russian roulette. They've either been in it and they have experiences one way. They haven't been in it and they have experiences one way. But either way, they're for it or they're against it. She's like, and you're playing Russian roulette because it's 50-50. She's like, so just don't go there, right? Which is an interesting point. So instead, if you can think about, what we have is such a unique opportunity, and we're just going to learn some skills to share what we have. So know your why, your dream, and if you're having some mindset issues, the beautiful part about this business is the mentoring. So few things. If you were to start a business, a standalone kind of business, very seldom do you have a mentor that's invested in your success. You might have somebody who says, sure, I'll go to coffee with you and tell you how I did it, right? But they're not invested in your success. They have their own business they're running. Here, you have a mentor that's totally invested in your success. Whatever it is that you want to or need to increase, your mentor is totally there for you. So we can help you with that piece of it. So the skill set, the book that I hear a billion times, and you probably all have too, is that How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it comes up every time that I hear someone who's successful talk about how to do well with people. So if you haven't read it, or read it again. So at the end of that initial contact, we're going to set up the presentation phase. So of course, during that initial contact, what we did was we just asked questions. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your job. Tell me more about that. Why does that matter to you? Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. When they asked about us, we kept it real short. We turned it back, right? We learned about their strengths, interests, goals, and needs like we talked about last time. Now, using that piece of information that we've gotten, that's what we're going to do with the next part of it, right? And if we talked about our business, it was that real simple, those 3 questions about like the health and wellness industry or skincare, we've got both sides of that. You can make it personal care products, whatever you kind of want your 3 questions to be. So for instance, as you heard me say, I want to make $3,000 to $5,000 a month by Christmas, right? So Jamie, I heard you say you want to make $3,000 to $5,000 a month by Christmas. Are you serious about that?
Yes.
So now right here you said, were you serious about that? What does that question mark mean? Does anybody have any ideas? It means shut up. After that question mark, you don't get to say anything else. So you got to write that on your piece of paper. You have to write shut up. That's what the question mark means.
Let them talk themselves into it.
Right. right?
Yeah.
Because if you have to talk someone into it, you have to continue to talk them into it, right?
Mhm.
So, and the other thing is, people want to feel like they are capable of making this decision, like that you trust that they're capable of making that decision. And when you start to answer for them, you take away that opportunity. So let the silence be the heavy lifter. He who talks first after the question mark loses. Most people are not comfortable with 5 seconds of silence. So people do not want to be sold. They are capable of leading their own lives. We steal the moment when we fill the silence. Sit with the discomfort. Because they're thinking. That's the funny thing, they're thinking. And then also work with your body language, right? So Lily, when you said that you want to be selling more than 1,700 retail a month by Christmas, were you serious about that?
Of course.
Okay, and so notice also how I step back, because what does that do? We tend to want to like, right? We got, give them space. We are the ones who have this unique opportunity, right? We're not convincing anyone. What we have is good enough by itself. We're interviewing,
So,
right? So take that posture.
so like, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to sell $1,700?
Well, so we've got our 3 questions right here.
Yeah.
So were you serious about that? Restate the need, right?
Yeah.
And then the next question is, were you serious about that?
Yeah.
Asking again, right? And then I could show you a way to make that happen. Would you be open to listening?
Mhm.
Very simple. It's all you have to do, right? You could also say it like this. If I could show you a way to get from here to there, would you be willing to learn some new skills? Or based on what you share with me, I'd be willing to share more with you, right? So not, hey, would you be able to get on this call on Monday night? It's only 8 minutes. You can hear more with the company and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, all this stuff, right? When I heard you say, were you serious about that? Were you serious about that? Okay, if I can show you a way to get from here to there, would you be open to hearing about it? It's not complicated, right? It's not hard. It's a couple questions we can really just learn to ask again and again. So 3 yeses. Yeses are magic. Great. Let's reconnect over the phone tonight or tomorrow. So on some of these, I put the when do you have 25 minutes, but that's not actually how I ever ask the question. So I rewrote it. So if you have when do you have 25 minutes, cross that out. Great. Let's reconnect over the phone tonight or tomorrow. Which is better for you, right? Which is better for you provokes, I don't know, well, I got this tonight, this tomorrow. So it's the highlighted question. Sorry. So after,
Oh, got it. Okay.
yeah, after you've asked that, if I could show you a way to make that happen, would you be open to listening? And they say yes, great. Could you get together over the phone tonight or tomorrow, which is better for you? Or you could say, great, if you're on the phone with someone, great, I'll meet you at Starbucks, Tuesday or Thursday work better for you, right? Or I can't make any promises, but let's set up a time to get together. Of course, we have our Monday night call at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. So you can say, great, Monday night, 6:25, I'll give you a call. We have about 20 minutes. So kind of depending on, where you are with your schedule, which of those you want to kind of go with. But basically, so let's say if they say, well, why don't you tell me more about it? Absolutely, I will when we get together, when we connect next time. You got to go, whatever it is, you're not answering questions. This is not the time. Because even if, well, how much are they going to cost? Or how, blah, blah, blah. Anytime before they hear the presentation, all you're getting is questions that you don't really want to answer because you're not giving them the full information. If you say 89 or if you say 208, that's a skincare, yes. Whatever number you give people, you're not really giving them the whole thing. So you're not able to take care of whatever the objection might be. So you could always add, if they're kind of like, I don't know, I'm not going to ask you to sign anything. I'm not going to rope you into buying anything. So Tuesday, you said 3 o'clock, that works for you. So then from that point, within the next couple days, we'll actually have a link that you could send them. So you would not want to do it independent, you wouldn't want to be just, hey, watch this and we'll connect. You're going to get on the phone with them, send them the link right then, stay on the phone while they watch it, right?
Yeah.
But you could be doing something else. That's a beautiful thing about being on the phone. You can be listening with yourself muted and do whatever else you need to do, right? And you can have your mentor with you on the phone to help with the closing process, if that's the way you want to do it, if you want to set it up. You can get somebody on that Monday night call, you're going to 3-way them into it, right? If you're sending them into the business presentation, you don't just want to send a link and leave them alone. you want to do that together so they watch it when you're there and so that you're treating it with value. It's like with the skincare sample. If we're like, okay, bye. Thanks so much for trying it. Do they ever try it? No, right? We call them 75 times and they never use the silly sample because we never associated the value with the sample and told them we were going to text the next morning and then set the follow-up time. So those are kind of the easy way to work on recruiting to get people to listen to the presentation. Was that kind of clear? Was that clear? Were those easy steps?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would love for us to role play a little bit.
We need to do a lot of that.
Yes, so we're going to do a little bit of role playing, and we are going to end the training piece right now. But Elizabeth, maybe you can call us back. We're going to go and end the cloud recording, and we're going to focus on recruiting this month. I think we're even going to have a little recruiting competition coming up, so that'll be fun with some prizes. So start thinking about who you know and just start really focusing on as you talk to people who is a good fit. Now, if you've gone through that initial contact and you just think this isn't someone you want to work with, it's time to talk to them about being a client, right? Mm-hmm. And the way that we're going to do that is, so you're just going to segue, right? Instead of asking those, hey, when you said, are you serious about that? We're going to segue into some other questions. And back to that, are you serious about that real quick? Probably in that conversation in the initial contact, someone didn't tell you, I want to make 3,000 by Christmas, right? We talked about our dreams earlier and our goals. So maybe someone said, man, I am so tired of the commute. I'd do anything not to be commuting. Because when you talked to them about their life, you asked them, what do you like about your job? What do you not like about your job, right? You asked them those questions. So you got to the heart of what they like and what they don't like. So maybe then you said, when you said that you were serious about really being tired of that commute and being, wanting something different, were you serious about that? On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious were you about that? This is the second way you could ask that second question, right? When they answer, and of course you're just waiting for those questions. If I could show you a way to get rid of that commute, would you be open to hearing about it? Right? Those are the 3 questions. It's not about our business, it's about them. They talked about maybe being so tired of having their kids at daycare. Oh my gosh, have you seen the daycare bill for a 3-year-old, right?
2.
When you said,
2.
When you said that you were tired of paying that daycare bill and not seeing your daughter, and it didn't seem like a very good balance, were you serious about finding a solution? Were you serious about not having that be the way it was for the next 3 years? And the answer, of course. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious were you about that? If I could show you a way to not have to be putting her in daycare every day, would you be open to hearing about it? So those are, that's how that would work from that initial contact. So let's say we get the end of the initial contact and you think, this person, they want to work at their 8 to 5, or they just don't have initiative maybe, or they're not interested in health and wellness, or they're just not somebody who you see doing this. Then you can move into the next questions, which would be the client questions, right? And what we want to do is, it's like a fence. We want to get on the same side of the fence as the person for the, as we try to move them into a client, right? So we're going to say, hey, so tell me what kind of skincare you use. What do you like about that? And once we're kind of on the same side, what do you not like about that? Maybe they don't like that they don't have a reverse jelly coconut mask. Well, hey, we happen to have one of those, right? So you're going to find the need and fill it. If they are totally in love with their skincare and that's not it, tell me more about what kind of supplements to use. How do you feel like your health is? So that's not where the need is. Hey, how do you love your mascara? Do you love your mascara? Just asking the questions until we get to somewhere we have
a need to fill.
Mm-hmm. And then hey, let me tell you more about our mascara. I can get that signed up. You can have it in 3 business days.
Yeah.
So that's the road we take depending on who they are. So we are going to role play, and I want to say a huge thank you. So I met with the gal that I met with today that I got some of these notes from. So it's from the Danny Johnson training, but it was all really remarkably similar. But I was like, tell me your best kind of tips. And their team's over 400, and she said, for 5 years, I really kind of just half did this business. And then I got serious and I was like, I want the things that she wanted in her life. She wrote on her, all over, I want to make $10,000 a month. here are the things that I'm willing to give up. I'm willing to give up having any conflict with people between now and then. I'm willing to give up having a bad attitude. And I'm willing to give up being convenient. Those are 3 things I'm willing to give up to make the $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna end the recording here in just a minute. So these are the things that she did. So she did 10 calls a week for 4 months and signed up 1 rep. So would you be happy with those results?
No.
No. But she'd really been working on her attitude cup and her affirmations. And she'd been reading that affirmation to herself 10, 15, 20 times a day and just being really consistent. And she said, I just got to a point where I was consistently doing 10 calls. Then their company had a conference. She left that conference and she signed up 7 reps within 6 weeks. And so in January of 2012, she was making $300 to $500 a month. And by March of 2013, she was making $10,000 a month. So we are all in, an opportunity to do that same thing. That was a company that was even more established. But it's all about doing these consistent things, and they're not that complicated if we just kind of follow that system consistently. That's the end, Lily. You want to do that? And then we're going to practice being quiet with each other, which I doubt we're going to be good at. So up above there, yeah.